Good afternoon, Nole fans. This is Michaela Edenfield, number 51 from FSU Softball, and this is the Throwdown. And I know, guys, I have been lacking on the podcast, and I'm so sorry. When life hits you, sometimes you just got to take care of things one by one. If you guys have been taking close attention these past couple of weeks, you've noticed I think I did an interview recently saying that I've been really trying to focus on life outside of softball, but I'm back and I'm better than ever, baby. So let's get the show on the road. Um, so let's talk about this season so far. I know we've dropped a couple games here and there. We played UVA this past weekend. We dropped one game, and I think that people had an expectation for us to fall off a little bit after Clemson, which of course playing Clemson at their house. Um, Great environment. It was a really good sweep. Very team oriented. And I think after a weekend like that, it is really hard to follow up with the expectations of, well, now we're at a higher ranking and this is how we're supposed to play. And, it's never about rising up to occasions, but definitely falling back to our training. So I think Virginia is a very good team. I think they've been doing really well this season. They've got quite a few pitchers on their staff. So it was definitely fun having them come over to our place. If you guys remember last year, what my Virginia series was like, it's pretty memorable. But I will say I did rack quite a few walks this past time. It was a lot of fun still. Um, I mean, nobody wants to ever drop a game in the series. I mean, we always want to go 3-0, regardless of the situation of who we're playing, where we're at. And I think the expectations piece is always big at hand. And, you know, like, I think the best thing is coming back from giving that one game. That's what takes a team and a team mentality. And we can get into specifics when I start bringing a couple of other people on the show coming up soon. So stay tuned because I will definitely get their opinions on what it's like and talking about mentality wise as a battery, as a hitter. It's just get into real specifics. But yeah, speaking of which, new facilities. So we've had the opportunity to play at Duke and at Clemson this year and at Virginia Tech, three ACC schools. Now, I did know how Duke's facilities looked because I did go to a camp there right before I committed to Florida State back in 2019. So I had an idea of what their facilities look like, but I always love the away games. Everyone wants to talk about oh, I want to do the ice cream walks, and we have cut back from that this year. Trying to eat a little healthier, prep our bodies a little bit better, but um, I think my favorite part is definitely being able to explore the city and really get a dive for what athletics is across the country. And I think it's been a really, really cool experience, going to different places and being able to tell, wow, this place looks similar to LSU and this, that, and the other. And I think it was really cool going over to Clemson. Their environment was crazy. The crowd got pretty rowdy there at one point, but just being able to stay in the circle and look into the girl left and right and make sure we're not getting pulled into the chaos is always a big thing there. I think it's super interesting, especially with Clemson and Duke. I don't know if you guys know, but they are two recently added teams, both in their early years of their programs, and I think it's interesting to see how much softball has changed in a sense, but also being able to see brand new facilities, what universities are setting up their teams for, and going to Clemson, really cool experience. I I almost want to say I love their field. I thought their field was great. I feel like they could have had a lot more seating though. I know that's been the big talk of the town as soon as we got our additional seating, not only for some boosters, we've got some second level seating going on, and where you can purchase a ticket. It's a pretty cool overview. Right above our dugout, kind of see all the way till right field. And then we also have what we call the party deck. Well, now I think the whole talk rumor, you can't put money on this, is that we were supposed to be getting seating in left field. And now that softball has grown to become to be like a very like high viewed sport, like seating is like one of the biggest things I notice in facilities now. And I think it's pretty interesting, like seeing like even going to OU's stadium and knowing that they're going to be getting a new stadium soon, and super like excited for them, and knowing like how big the growth of softball is in Oklahoma has been pretty cool. And like they had a couple of different bleachers set up for extra seating because I mean, you give people the seats and they're going to come type of ordeal. So it's like it's pretty exciting. And going to back to Clemson, I definitely think their facility was very very nice. Their dugouts were huge. I'm pretty sure we could have had like 10 massage tables spread out across the dugout, and we would have still had plenty of room. But that's besides the point. Really really cool environment. I'm super excited to see what their facilities will look like. I wonder if they're going to get seating in the outfield. I don't know. That might be something because similar to many other places, like we had, there was a couple fans like over in the outfield, kind of looking over into the field, and I don't know. I think that's kind of a travel ball setup, but it's definitely a really cool environment, kind of like our environment at Florida State with the berm. I just think it's like family friendly. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. um, and like seeing Duke's facility. Now, what you guys don't know is Duke was the first time I've ever seen like the little robot that like paints the lines of the fields. Like I know that's a pretty more of a common thing for football, definitely a little bit more of money sport, but they had that. Like, I forgot what they called it. They had a name for it over at Duke, and the little machine just going away, just painting them lines. And we were thinking about it the other day. We had the Golden Knoll Awards, and I had the opportunity to congratulate Chris, our grounds crew guy. And I'm thinking, like, man, like we're replacing like really good people like Chris with like robots, but also like going back and forth of like knowing what it's like and time consumption and seeing like the difference. And it's super funny. We recently went to Stetson for our little midweek game this past Tuesday, and surprised to see the same exact machine just about over there, and it was pretty cool, like seeing the difference. They had like a little thing you could stick in the pitcher's mound, and it just automatically had it set up. You didn't see anyone with an iPad. We saw the guy at Duke with an iPad, kind of controlling the robot, doing the lines, and just seeing like, I mean, pretty cool, but yeah, like the facilities, like I think Duke, I think like the ACC in total has been pretty different. We just got back, had practice at Virginia Tech Stadium. It's beautiful. Like you can see the football stadium right past left field. Really cool environment. Super excited to see what it's going to look like tonight, game time, and just thinking about like the big changes in the ACC and how much better our conference is getting at softball. And like these ACC series are getting a lot of views, and as you can tell from Clemson, like um, for Christ's sake, I'm getting over 1 million views from when I got hit in the crotch from Clemson. So yeah, there's that. But I think coming off of Stetson, I think a lot of people, I know there's quite a few people that I know personally from my hometown area that came down to watch us because my throwing partner of like almost 5 years, something like that, in between middle school and high school, Marissa Baxter, love her family, really, really good people. But we're both Sneeds girls, and it was kind of fun to see like people from my hometown like come up, or excuse me, come down and watch us play against one another and whatnot. Yeah, and I think like coming from a midweek game, traveling like 8 hours in total, and then getting the opportunity to charter with our boosters here to Vautech has been pretty cool. But I'm super excited. And again, I want to apologize for my absence of the podcast, just taking care of things back at home. But you know what? I got a lot of things to bring on the show and a lot more coming soon. Stay tuned for the next throwdown.